Hey everyone, welcome to Daily Revelations. We are on Friday of Esther 7 already. This is the last video for this week. And what do I have to bring you today? Well, in our study, which kind of is where I dovetailed my lesson, we were looking at just how Haman used people. And unfortunately, that says a lot about what we believe and how we believe circumstances are lived out. And that had me really thinking and praying about that this morning, about what is the root of this, about why we do these things. And maybe this will be an eye-opener for you as well. But really, in essence, we either look at life as a series of lucky things, ways we can, and I wrote this out, that we can get the right angle, we can position ourselves correctly, that we can either have good luck or bad luck based on people use charms or maybe even just really good tactics, or they followed the right self-help book and now I'm doing things in the right direction, so my life is going to work out this way. Unfortunately, when we live that way, what we do is we set up a barrier between ourselves and others, because we have to, when we choose that, to see everyone else in opposition to getting to the top. And it's this mentality that there's only enough for so many people. And so if I can position myself correctly, then I'll get more. Unfortunately, God's kingdom doesn't work that way. I read long ago, and this was such a good reminder. God's storehouses are endless. They're so plentiful, they're overflowing. And He can give everyone bounty. No one has to be in need. The problem is we tend to live needy. And we choose that neediness instead of living out our purpose and resting in God will provide, and He has everything worked out, and His supply is endless. And so why am I worrying? And why am I creating that divide between myself and other people in trying to vie for that lucky position instead of just living and deepening those relationships, because that is actually what fills our lives even more. So how did I get this out of Esther 7? Well, there's two different people that we can look at for these examples. One is not mentioned in this chapter. His name is Mordecai. And Mordecai is not mentioned because he, in his relationship with Esther and his relationship with God, is leaving what needs to be in their hands. And he is stepping out. Where Haman is trying to vie for a position, he is pushing his relationship with the king, and eventually he's trying to plead for his life and do all these things to put himself in the right place. Unfortunately, that creates a divide between him and every person and makes Mordecai his enemy instead of Mordecai, who could have been his friend. Take a step back. Who am I treating like an enemy in my life? Because I see them as opposition instead of a partner in what God is doing and working out in my life as well as theirs. You know, His kingdom is made up of the church, the people of God. He does not oppose us with one another. And it doesn't matter what our skin color is, what our age is, or anything. We, as the people of God, are to complement one another. We are each different parts. And if we don't see each other as integral parts of each other's lives, that we don't succeed if anyone else doesn't succeed, then we lose this beauty, this beautiful thing of being able to work with one another and see each other as equals and as beautiful people that God created. Revelation 4:11 says this so beautifully. Worthy are you, Lord and our God, to receive glory and honor and praise. This all belongs to Him. It has nothing to do with us. For you created all things. all things, all people, everything. And because of your will, they existed. They were created. Because of God's will. Not our will, not our to-do list, not our ambitions, nothing. This is about God. Our life is about God. And are we willing to stop vying against one another to try to get to the top instead of embracing and holding hands and saying, we're in this together. This is about us. This is about us reflecting our Maker and our God because He has created us for a greater purpose. So let's live out our calling together instead of trying to luck out and see each other as enemies. So love you all. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday as we start Esther 8. Bye, everybody.